All right, we're live. So good morning. I am so excited about this. This is our news conference on a brand new initiative. It is something that's a little out of the ordinary. I think you'll see that there were some deputies that were using some gifts and talents that you don't usually see in law enforcement, and yet at the same time, all this has a law enforcement impact on our juveniles. So what we're going to do is we're going to have Sheriff Gary Driscoll to come up and give you some remarks about the Futures Project. We have Dr. Rachel Sanders, who is the interim superintendent of St. Mary Schools, and she'll come up and talk. And then we're going to turn it over to a couple of our deputies who actually wrote the curriculum and did the research and put this program together. I think you'll see some details that might be a little surprising for me about how long this took, how long we've been working on this kind of thing. So this is going to be neat. We hope in the end that maybe we can be proactive with our juveniles, that we can reach them before they get into the system. You know what I'm saying? That they're in trouble, that kind of thing. Hope we can make a difference in who they are and what they do on the front end. And that's kind of what the Futures Project is all about. So after they talk, then we'll be able to take some of your questions. And again, I appreciate our media partners. Thank y'all for being here. We appreciate what you do. I think you get overlooked sometimes in the law enforcement spectrum, but you guys help us push out messages, and I'm just so glad that this morning we've got a good positive one for you. So Sheriff Gary Driscoll.
Good morning. Thank you for all of you for being here. You know, as sheriff, I've been very lucky, working with others and doing some of the things that we do really means a lot to me. And policing and working together means so much, because without the public working with us, we'd be failures in law enforcement. We need our people to back us and support us. And that's why I believe in community policing so much. As y'all know, we go into schools, we play volleyball and kickball and different things with them. We've done movie nights. We've started a junior deputy program because our kids are our futures. And all of us have kids, and the kids mean so much to me, and we want them to be on the right path, and we want to share our knowledge and be friends with them and keep them on that path. And like I said, I've been very lucky. I was approached by a couple of our deputies and said, we want to start a new program. And I have to give them all the kudos, and that's Oscar and Ashley. They worked very hard on this project, and they presented something to me where it's a lesson plan for 10 weeks where they teach our kids about different things that they will go through, things like vaping and things like that. So they have gone and worked very hard for a few years now to get this program up and running. I'm proud to say that we'll be running it, we'll be financing it. We went to the school board, presented it to them, and they accepted it. We work very well with them, and they're great people to work with. So at this time, I'll turn it over to Ms. Rachel Sanders.
Thank you, Sheriff. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the school district, I just want to say that we're very appreciative of this partnership that we have with all of our municipalities and law enforcement agencies, and the Sheriff's Department especially, for this particular initiative called the Futures Project. It's so important that over the years we have traditionally had our substance abuse education presented to our fifth graders, and the Futures Project just sort of takes our traditional curriculum and moves it toward honestly the future of all of the dangers that are out there for our kids these days. And so they're going to learn about the dangers of substances. They're going to learn about the positive relationships that they can build in their lives and the importance of friendships. They're going to learn about how to make positive decisions and choices that will get them on step and in line for a very good future. I'm excited about this. We have the 10-lesson curriculum that we went over together. The deputies were willing to work with us and say, is there anything that y'all see might be missing in this education? And actually, we suggested that they had a lesson presented on the dangers of being online. We feel like even in fifth grade, they have to learn because of their access to technology these days that there are dangers that are out there online. And so they were willing to work with us and put that together into the curriculum as well. So it really was a collaboration, and we're grateful for that. I think it's a good thing for our fifth graders across St. Mary Parish. I think everyone's going to benefit from this. I'm looking forward to seeing how it's going to impact us in the years to come. And yeah, that's it. We're very excited. I'm grateful to Oscar and Ashley. We've always worked really good with the Sheriff's Department. So we're very blessed that we have this that's happening. And I hope we get some good positive feedback from our families and our schools. So thank y'all for having us today.
So I want to introduce to you Lieutenant Oscar West. He is our juvenile diversion coordinator for the sheriff's office, and Sergeant Ashley Wilson. They both wear many hats at the sheriff's office, and to be quite honest with you, we are blessed to have people that have such other wide-ranging skills and trainings, and so they're the ones that really put this together. So if you guys would come and give them some details that only you have.
So our curriculum for the Futures Project starts with developing a relationship between us and the students. And then we go into talking about being able to acknowledge and label our feelings, why that's important. We talk about cyberbullying, bullying, cyber safety, how to strengthen your relationships, how to repair relationships that may have been broken. We talk about our future selves, which is kind of a tie into the name. We want the kids not only to think about now, but also the choices they make now and what it can lead to for their future.
Yeah, so one of the probably most exciting things about this for me is while Ashley and my name is a part of it, I want to be very clear that it was an entire community effort. If it wasn't for the school board being open to have those conversations, if it wasn't for the many teachers that we actually had the privilege to work with the great administration and the sheriff's office, this truly would not be possible. As a TBRI practitioner, and that stands for Trust-Based Relation Intervention, Dr. Karen Purvis with KPICD made one statement, and this was in 2019, and this is where this vision actually began at. That statement was, behind every unwanted behavior, there's a need. And when we start looking into that and thinking about that more, just more than traditional law enforcement, we begin to understand that when we can address those needs, then we can also create a path to where we can meet those students' needs. And throughout, since 2019, actually, didn't realize it had actually been that long, we've been actually working on this project. We didn't even have the name till about 2 years ago, but the concept within itself. So I'm very, very grateful and thankful that while we may be the face of it, it is literally a collaborative effort.
So Dr. Sanders, if you'll come close by, Sheriff, if you'll come close by, we'll be glad to open it up now for any kind of questions you guys have, and we'll go from there. So, Brady?
You mentioned fifth grade. Is that the only grade, or does it available to other grades as well?
Yes, sir. At this time, it's actually fifth grade right now because it's Ashley and I, Sergeant Wilson, excuse me, and myself. We are piloting it in 2 schools, including in the alternative program, two public schools and 2 private schools within this parish.
And wait,
What are the 2 schools and when will it start?
Okay, so we began piloting actually in the alternative program 3 years ago. So we didn't just wake up last night with this idea. When we started to see how the principal and the teachers start to notice the shift in children's behavior is when we started saying, hey, we might want to put a curriculum together of what's being taught. So beginning this semester, we started at Raintree Elementary as well as Emmy Norman. We also have two of our private schools, Central Catholic at this time, as well as Emmanuel Christian School. But our plans are, and as of next semester, to have it in all the fifth grade classes from all of our public schools.
All right, who else? Oscar or Ashley? A lot of the aspects seeing in this are things that have been taught in the schools for quite a few years already, substance abuse and bullying in one form or another. How is bringing everything under one umbrella going to improve those programs?
It gives the students the ability to focus on them. Teachers are overwhelmed in the school system with their everyday curriculum, arithmetic, English, science, all of that. That while they do teach these soft skills to the kids as much as they can, they don't have the time to sit down and have a full class on it. So this gives them the opportunity for us to come in and sit down and actually put it all together so the kids can see how it works as a whole.
In addition to that, the mechanics of a lot of what's taught, remember, we're talking about relationship building. So by connecting with that student, the first part of that relationship is connecting with that student to make sure that that student understands that you're important. You're important enough that we're standing with you to make sure you understand why you shouldn't use drugs, other than just it being a rule that you shouldn't at school. I think that's one of the main differences.
Has there been a really, really big issue about bullying at school, especially like cyberbullying and things like that? You mentioned vaping and other things like that. Has that become so much of an issue that you'll have to do this?
It was already an issue. However, we have people that's working very hard at addressing many of those issues. So we're not coming in to provide necessarily something new as much as we are trying to be part of the mortar that holds some of the bricks that they already had together.
Is this a replacement for the DARE program, or is it continuing?
So it is being taught during the time that DARE was being taught in some of our classes, but DARE is still being taught in other classes. However, with that being said, the sheriff's office, we are trying to find a way to better meet our students' needs, especially locally, because we're listening to the teachers. We're listening to the parents. We're listening to the community. So as of next semester, yes, sir, we'll take all of the places where the DARE classes are actually being held. And it wasn't that necessarily there's not a good program, because there's a great program that many of our students has definitely benefited from. But just like with all things, sometimes curriculums do change, and we could not take any other instructional time to actually have this presented.
I am curious, y'all did say it was only offered to fifth graders. Do y'all plan on offering it to other students as well? Or did I
Well,
misunderstand?
no, you didn't misunderstand it. Right now, at our alternative program, we have K through 12 that's there. So that's where we're doing it this year. Fifth grade is right now where we are starting. However, it's important that we have roots in the ground and have a foundation, because you don't want to grow so top to where you're trying to do everything and then you have no stability. Part of, and I hadn't brought this to the chef yet, but part of my idea is that eventually we would like to be training other people to do this to where we can offer it to K through 12 within the parish.
Was there research that made you go to fifth grade as opposed to sixth grade?
No, sir. Right now, it was probably the best logistically to be able to begin rolling it out, because instructional time is important. And we don't want to take anything from the students, but we were trying to figure out where could we actually begin teaching this. And once we see the effects, then we can go back before the school board again and ask for another area.
Is DARE being taught at all grade levels, or where is DARE being taught right now?
DARE is currently taught only for the fifth grade. And that's where we're trying to slide in and then hopefully expand for more than just the fifth grade.
Is this kind of a one-year experiment, or is the funding available to do this long-term?
So, great question. I'm not clear on what next year is going to bring. I can tell you that we are in a position at this time, and I'll let the sheriff speak more on that, to be able to take care of it. Now, I will say this, we've been under a grant the previous 3 years, which is when I was able to begin teaching this. And when I went to the sheriff and said, hey, listen, the grant, I don't know if the grant money is still going to be there, but here's the results. Here are the numbers. Here are where we've seen referrals go down, where we've seen many of the students that's returning from the alternative program based on the classes. And he was like, we're going to keep doing it. We're going to find a way to keep doing it.
But how does it work exactly as far as identifying who gets in the program? Were you taking whole classes, or are kids identified as being in need of that service, or how do you go about selecting your percentage?
So at this time, if you're at the alternative program, then you're open to it. Everywhere else is going to be it's going to be the fifth grade classes. So if you're in fifth grade, yes, sir.
So it's all fifth grade students?
All fifth grade students, all fifth grade students.
Any other questions?
Can I round something out there?
Sure.
So, when we discussed the curriculum, I was listening to them talk, and I was just sort of thinking about how the name Futures Project is so perfect for it, because as a fifth grader, you do want to tell them the things that they have to be aware of in this world. But if you connect things to a child's future and you help them build a vision for themselves, that's literally what we're supposed to be doing in education. We have to let every single student, every single day, see what their vision. They have to build that for themselves and know what their future truly can be. So it's not just about don't make poor decisions. It's not just about be aware of dangers, but it's also internalizing like all the choices that you make now will affect that future. So you can dream big and make positive decisions for yourself and sort of think outside what you see every single day to what your future really could be. And I love the emblem that they chose. I don't know if y'all saw it on the additional video, but just the huge roots at the bottom of that tree and then this big beautiful tree on top of the ground. It truly is, as a fifth grader, just kind of putting those roots in place. And so I'm so grateful to it. And I'm excited about it. And so I just wanted to sort of circle back to like the holistic nature of that curriculum. It's not just about the dangers of drugs. It's more about the positive decision that you're going to make regarding that for your future. In fifth grade, from what I remember, just thinking back to my really long time ago education days in development, around fifth grade, you really do start making who your best friends are and who you're going to move into that new junior high environment with and sort of be buddies with that first few weeks of school, because now you're going to sixth grade at a different school with kids from other schools. And so if you're building positive relationships and healthy friendships, well, then you're going to get to that junior high age having all this new knowledge that you're bringing with you to this new environment. So I think fifth grade's sort of an important age for that, to be honest. So, thanks, y'all.
All right, well, this will conclude our question and answer time. Y'all can see why we're so excited about this. This is an oddity that we're able to do something that's going to really tailor-made to meet our kids' needs, and we're excited about that. All these folks will be around. If you want to do breakout individual interviews, you're welcome to. And again, we appreciate you guys coming.